Hi friends, welcome and hope you're well. Today I want to talk about unity as far as religion. And religion is an interesting subject because it has caused so many wars and so much fighting over what religion is the one that is best or true. People have gone long distances to shove their religion onto others. And so you look at the missionaries. They used to go into the Amazon forest, and it's not only there, it's all over the world. And be captured and killed and eaten. But because I think because they were told to go by hierarchy, to go and convince people to follow their belief system. And so religion has a lot of influence. And you look at the churches, they don't pay tax at all. They're exempt. And you know, the richest people in the world are religious leaders. And look at the Vatican. I'm not going to talk about the Vatican. That's a whole unraveled mystery by itself that not a lot of people understand and want to believe, but is this religion as a whole. And it's interesting to note that the original scriptures, like the old ancient scriptures, where the truth was told, this is how it is, this is what we saw, this is what we experienced, that was all changed and manipulated and removed some parts. Oh, we don't want to show that because it's dangerous. Dangerous for whom? Dangerous for the people that wanted to be in control and have the power over others. And and why would you think that people want to have that power over others? It is because religion as a form was created as a doorway to God. You have to go through the religion to get to God. And why is that? Sorry, I'm having my green drink, as I always do in the morning. And so they want you to think and feel. They want you to think. You have to go through religion, through the churches, through the temples, through whatever establishment, mosques, whatever, to get to God, to get to Buddha, to get to Allah, to get to why? Because there is always some sort of financial benefit for them, not for you. And so the Bible has been so heavily manipulated, and I'm going to say this: the birth of Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph, is a metaphor also for something that happens within your body. The Bibles often spoke in metaphors, only to be understood by the ears that could actually hear what it meant, what it actually the meaning of it was. And so if you didn't, you can read the Bible 1,000 times and still don't get it, because we've been taught to read it and take it as literal. It's not literal. It's a metaphor. Like Jacob's ladder and the angels is a metaphor for your spine and the angles of light that comes from the energy systems, angels, your chakras. So the angels, yes, there are angels, there are guardian angels, but the Bible takes it, will want you to take it literally. And so it wants you to go through the churches or the temples to get to God, right? And all these religions are created to separate us, hence all the wars. And it's interesting to note the big red thread that weaves itself through every religion is the same. And what is that? It is the longing to become closer and closer and closer to the divine. So eventually we merge with the one. We are all the same. Every religion has the same wish or goal or purpose. So why is it that they have so many religions? Well, it's to separate, number one. And in the beginning, there were 13 priests that were placed, and I'm going to say it as it's been spoken to me and spoken from very ancient text and my knowing and research that, and looking at the world as it is now and making educated and intelligent decisions of what is actually the truth and not what's being spinned to us. These original priests, there are 13 of them, were placed in all parts of the world to create communities. And they all did some sort of difference in the religion, in what they preached. And so Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Muslims, right? All different. And so wars, our religion is the only one, wars, that, and killing people for their religion. Where on earth does God want you to kill another person? Does it not say everywhere, do not kill? Yet we all go and kill people, right? Left, right, and centre. No wonder we have karma. But the goal is to become closer to the Creator. So I'm just going to say this. When is the world going to wake up and understand and know that it's one? There's only one Creator. There is only one. And everything else is a system that drops you down from heaven as a little star into your mother's womb. You get born for you as an individual of the consciousness. Self-realize during your life in lessons that are thrown upon you by the consciousness, for you to learn certain lessons, to self-realize that you are one with God. God is inside you. You don't need the church. You don't need the temples. You don't need to kill others because your religion is the only one. Every religion has the same goal. So just stop for a minute and see the actual truth. You don't need the door through the churches, the temples, the mosques, to get to God. God is inside you. You were created in the image of God. So why is it that everybody thinks that God is somewhere over there, that I have to go through the religion system to get to? God is here. If you feel like you need a religion to get to be with God, then just think about this. Who told you you needed that? Was it your parents when you were like 4? Well, they were told by their parents. Or is it a social thing? Do you feel lonely and need to feel included? We all feel like we need to be included because we come from the one where we are all included. This is what we long for. Nobody wants to be lonely. Nobody wants to be dropped down to this earth, born, separated from our family up in the consciousness, and having to fend for ourselves, being manipulated and controlled and backstabbed, and so many horrific things happen to us down here, to learn lessons that the soul, not the body, flesh body, needs to learn, but the soul needs to experience, to grow, and to develop. And so all we want to do is belong to something, to somebody. And we mistake that for an intimate relationship, a church or a temple of some sort, or a religion. You go to church every Sunday. You know, you walk in through the church door and the priest is standing there welcoming you. You feel welcomed and you belong, but you don't see, they don't tell you the truth. The truth is that you don't need, you belong. All you have to do is belong to everybody. You don't need any establishment to belong. And think about this. If we all realized this and self-realized who we actually are and live with love for yourself and for everyone in compassion, then the world would completely change. There would be no wars. Nobody would control you because they couldn't. The banking system would have to change. We would all help each other with food and other gestures. And the world would be a happy family like it is up there. As above, so below. So below as above. So I think the reason or the plan is this matrix that everybody calls a matrix. We've got to escape the matrix, right? And people make millions out of showing how to escape the matrix. And I've watched some of these videos, and you know, some of them said, oh, you gotta have a shitload of money to escape the matrix. Go somewhere where the governments aren't influential. Go somewhere to free yourself. Put up a cabin in a 100-acre property. Yeah, but that costs money. And how are you gonna, in this day and age, the majority of the people don't have that in their pocket to pay cash. And that's how the governments want it. And don't look on the outside to escape the matrix. To escape the matrix, truly, in the only truth there is to escape it from the inside. And how do you do that? You self-realize. You realize who you actually are. You are not this body. This body here. You're not this, and you're not your body. Nobody is their flesh suit. You are the soul. You are the soul. And the soul has to self-realize that it is in the image of God, and that we all belong, whether you believe it or not. We all belong to the God consciousness. So, for those of you out there that think this is all bullshit, do you not have that longing to feel included? Isn't there inside of you somewhere a need to be something else that you suppress, that you don't want to talk about, that you want to ignore? You can't sit quietly by yourself without distractions, because thoughts creep in. Thoughts of that feeling that you're not really supposed to be here. This is not where you belong. You don't fit in. That's because we all fit in together up there. And so we have to start to look inside of ourselves. Spend 15 minutes out of a 24-hour period talking to, thinking about, and saying his name, and listening to the God and Spirit of the light. Because he speaks to us, and that is the only connection that we have to go through, is the sun. I wonder why they want to block it. The consciousness, you breathe it. You breathe the consciousness. Take a deep breath. Walk on the grass, barefoot. And look into the sun. Don't put your sunnies on. That we've been taught. The sun is dangerous. That's because God is coming through the sun. Just take a minute and self-realize, because once you become self-realized, you cannot be controlled. You don't have to escape to another country. You don't have to escape into the woods in a little cabin that's still going to cost you $500,000. all you have to say is no. I'm going to find God outside the religious system. I'm going to find God inside of me, because that's where He is too. God is everywhere. You are part of nature, and nature is part of you. Go and touch a plant and feel the vibration of that. Sit and breathe. Do some breathing exercises and feel the energy of God. A lot of people will look at this and go, wow, she must be religious. No, I'm not religious. I don't go to church. I don't go to anywhere. I know that God is here with us now. You don't need an establishment to get close to God. You don't need an establishment to self-realize. I can be Muslim, I can be Buddhist, I can be Hindu, I can worship Lord Shiva. But in the end, the goal is the same. The goal is to learn our lessons, the soul lessons here, to self-realize who we actually are, and to make our way up closer to God, to finally reach God when we pass over. That's all it is. Nothing more fancy than that. But that is just the simple truth. And you know what? I can see. I have my big windows here, and I can see the reflection of the sun. And I wonder if I can move the camera so you can see that too. No. No, I'm not going to get it. Anyway, but you can see the cows, maybe. These are the lovely moons that I share the property with, and they hang out. Don't you, moons? Hey? They're so beautiful. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day, and take care, and take that 15 minutes every day to be close to all of us, and to be close to the ultimate goal of reaching unity with the Creator, God of the light. Talk to you soon.